Oh, God.
All right. And hello and welcome to our daily information live sessions on Skills Academy. I am the director, Julia Bally, and we are here together with the CEO, the fabulous Dr. Tracy V. Allen. And this is our take two. Okay, like we done tried to connect already this morning, and it just wasn't working. But we are with you now. And for today's topic, we are going to be sharing with you the best of both worlds. Now, we've already shared some background information in a previous live session, so feel free to go back and listen to that. And I'm just going to give you sort of like the brief overview that one, you got almost 50 years of educational experience with this online virtual learning experience for your child, an individualized learning experience for your child, and we plan for the learning experience and an immersive experience for the entire family. So, welcome to our segment today on everything about our online school that opens September 8th, Skills Academy. And so for today, we are going to be sharing information with you about the best of both worlds. So that's what we're talking about today. We're talking to you about the live. We're talking to you about the digital. We're talking, and when I say live, I mean live instruction, digital
Specific.
instruction,
Yeah.
so synchronous versus asynchronous for the fancy words. And we are talking to you about the structure today, like what type of learning structure will your child experience joining us in our online school. You want to start us off?
Sure. So when we talk about blended learning, live versus digital, it's not one or the other. We do have a combination of both live and digital. So one of the questions that was asked by someone yesterday, Julia, was, okay, so I travel a lot, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to do online schooling, but you guys have a live component. So would that interfere with my child's ability to attend your school? And I was like, no, it would not. Ideally, we would love kids to be there for the live component, but if they're not there for the live component, it is recorded and will be put into the Google Classroom so they can always go back and see the activities that we went through. So whether you're traveling or you have a busy lifestyle and your child can't attend the sessions every day on a regular basis for the live and the digital component, it is completely fine. That's one of the beauties of online schooling, right? Is the flexibility that comes with it. We have the live component for those who really want and need that live interaction with an instructor where they can ask questions. And like I stated before, we do have something like 15 minutes before classes actually start that I like to call the hype session. So this is where we check in with the students and find out what's going on and just have discussions, so that they can talk and get some things out. And then we have a writing practice, right? So by trade, I'm an English language arts teacher, an ELA teacher. So writing is very important to me. Writing, reading, and comprehension, all truly important aspects that you have to have to become a productive citizen in this society and really grow into who you want to be as a person. So we do have that writing brief every day. Goal setting is important to me as well, right? Because we have to have goals in order to move forward. So that 5 minutes is for them to set their goals for the day, right? And so they write just for 5 minutes, nothing long, but just to get thoughts from your mind out on paper. Those who can't write everything out can draw it out, right? Those who write can still draw. So it's a combination of whatever, but just making sure that they understand what goals are and how to set goals so that they can accomplish goals throughout the day. And then again, at the end of the day, we reflect on said goals, right? So how did we get from what we said we wanted to do to where we are now? And to me, that instills accountability, self accountability for that child. So again, we have the 15 minutes in the morning where we're going to do the reflective period. This is not SEL, yeah. This is not social emotional learning. It is just really to get the kids hyped and excited about starting their day, right? Because we know going to school, some kids are coming in like, oh, do I really have to do this today? We don't want them to go through the day like that. We want them to be really excited about it. And then we have our 30 minutes of live instruction, 60 minutes of independent learning. So that is kind of how it's scheduled throughout the door. So it's really the best of both worlds. Live meets digital, and it's personalized, right? So it's personalized for each individual student. We're going to meet your child where your child is and take them from that point to where they need to be, whether it's remediation or just continuing forward, or they're already in an accelerated state and they need to just keep going. Okay. This is not a school where your child has to be 18 in order to graduate. If they're getting through the curriculum, we're going to get them through the curriculum. We even are going to be able to have collaborations with the university so that they can take advanced classes in our school once we get to that point. So we really are going to be immersed in meeting your child where your child is. That is one of the special and unique things about our school. We're not trying to be a cookie cutter, one size fits all type of school, because that does not work. Every child is different. Every child has different learning styles. And we're here to accommodate those learning styles of that child. Family partnership. One of the things that we're going to be immersed in as well is making sure that this is holistic. So it's not just about the child, it's about the whole family. Mom, dad, whoever else wants to be involved. We want you to be involved in that child's learning experience, because the more people that are involved with that child's learning experience, the better that child is going to be able to flourish as a learner. So we know that the parents who are busy and they have goals that they want to accomplish themselves, and we want to be here to support your goals. So not just dealing with the child, but again, dealing with the entire family. And I've talked a lot, Julia, so you go ahead. Yeah.
And so let's just give you sort of like a bit of a caption of a visual of what that experience looks like. So you have decided that we are definitely saying the things and have the things that you're looking for. We have the educational learning experience that you are looking for your child. And this year we're starting with our K-5. I'll just say that we have the for the adult students, however, we do have the PSAT, SAT tutoring that's going to be available, and some CTE
All
options
grade
as
levels.
well.
Mm-hmm.
So for the upper levels. So just keep that in mind. But our strong focus will definitely be our K-5 for the 2025-2026 school year. And for the 2026-2027 school year, we're going to be bringing on that 6 to 12 full experience, like full experience. And so you've decided this is it. This is what you're looking for. We have what you're looking for. Then we have that meeting with you. And then there are some different assessment stages that your child would go through. And then we create this individualized learning plan together. You know, and as Tracy mentioned, whomever wants to be a part of that process, just to make sure that we are all on the same page. And then we talk about how we're structuring the day for your child. How does that affect your schedule? How can we all work together to ensure that when that child during different parts of their learning day needs certain supports, those supports are there. Mm-hmm. And along with this, because we are all about meeting children where they are, and in addition to that, all about student voice. So we are huge on inviting students into the learning process. I think like that's like the one thing that's like top of share that we have, aside from like being able to differentiate instruction and meet students where they are, is also making sure that students are involved in their own learning process. And so there's a choice component to their learning day at the end of the day, where they actually get to, after their lunch period, after that sort of like that downtime, when they re-engage for the afternoon, they get to select a lot of that experience for themselves. So it's still very structured, but they get a voice in that type of learning experience that they want to have for the afternoon. And so understanding the family is involved, the child is involved, we're planning it together. We're making sure that all the different components during their learning day works. And then we have immersive experiences that we share with you during our sessions when you fill out the information to do those one-on-one sessions with us. We share with you the additional immersive experiences. We share with you the additional family experiences, like full family experiences that we have planned for you as well. Because we've said this before, we're going back to the original of how education should be. One, it should be student focused, and two, we should all be doing it together. So this village needs to be raising our children. We cannot allow for our young adults, we cannot allow for our babies to be out here sort of like figuring it out on their own. We have to be all in the process. Like Tracy would say, all in their business. So all in the process of exactly what they're doing, how they're learning, and supporting, providing all the different supports for them that they need to be successful. Because ultimately, that's where we are working to get them from. Aside from that, all of the strategies that we're using, all of the teaching strategies that we're using, they're all research-based. Every program that we're using to support your child is research-based. So everything that we provide along the way for your child, we have sat down, we've looked up the research, we have either utilized these programs ourselves previously. So we're very familiar with the research. We've been trained coming from the traditional setting in many of these programs commencing this, starting an online school process. So there's been lots of professional development for us in a lot of what we know works. So we're taking out the best of what works, and we are removing the parts that we know is a challenge in the traditional sense and is not working, and removing that from the learning experience. And so in addition to that, let me see if there's anything else I want to add before I turn it back over to you. So yes, there is one more thing I want to add, if I can get it to function appropriately here, is our setup. So Tracy talked about that hype session. That's her thing. The hype, the journal, the writing, the drawing, the getting into the day. And then we set up their lesson in sort of like that ready, set, go. So they know exactly where they are in the learning process. We pare it down in the simplest format. And we make sure that the curriculum is not overwhelming by providing them with 4 or 5 or 6 subject period sessions a day of different content. We believe in depth over breadth. So the students go deeper into the content and into the learning. So they learn the information and they apply that knowledge and information all within that same exact time with the content, so that we know that they are totally immersed. We are all about student retention. And so that's why our curriculum is structured so that they not only learn the information, but they are able to apply this information. So we go deep into that content in a teaching session. So we pare it down to basically just 2 major content areas a day to make sure that they are getting the full experience, especially our younger ones. So we're not just talking about the visual, we're doing the visual, we're doing the kinesthetic, every learning style that you can think about. They are experiencing all of the different learning styles during the learning process for the day with each content. I think, is there anything else that you would like to add?
No, I think we kind of, for what we wanted to talk about today, I think we've covered most of it. I don't know if people have questions, but if you do, if you want to ask questions now, you can. If you're not watching this live and you're watching it on the replay, feel free to drop your questions in the comment sections and we will definitely answer it. So just to recap, because this is school, right? So just to recap, we talked about live versus digital and how we blend the two together by having 30 minutes of live session and 60 minutes of um, a digital session. So they're not just being drones on the computer or their tablet all day. They're actually talking to people, they're actually working through problems, and then they're going into the depth of the session through the online portal. We talked about personalization and how we bring personalized individual learning to that child. So we're meeting your child where your child is and taking them to the next level. We're not just saying your child is in second grade, so this is what your child should be learning, and this is the only thing your child can learn. If your child is reading on a fifth grade level, then they'll do fifth grade reading, right? If their math is on a second grade level, they'll do second grade math. But if their math is on a fifth grade level, they'll do fifth grade math. We're going to meet your child where your child is. And then we're going to bring the whole family together. So we do have activities for parents as well as the children. So we're going to have a variety of different things like game nights.
I'm so excited about that part.
Yeah, we're gonna have like game nights. We're gonna have entrepreneur classes. So, as some of you may or may not know, I have several businesses. This is one of the last ones I think I'm going to be creating, but I do have several businesses. I am a nonprofit and business coach, and so we're gonna be helping parents who want to start businesses to start their businesses. So I'll be teaching those business classes, right? Those entrepreneurial classes. Julia is very heavily into holistic medicine or holistic practices. It's not medicine, holistic practices, wellness. Thank you. Wellness practices and stress management. Like I go to her, like when I need to just get things off my chest or something is happening with me and I'm like, I don't want to take that medication the doctor is giving or whatever. So she's going to be able to help parents to help to manage their stress and just get healthy overall, mentally, physically, and emotionally. So we have a bunch of things, like I said, that encompasses the whole family. Some of it is doesn't even cost you anything more. Like the entrepreneurial classes, if your child is enrolled, it's free, right? The wellness practices, your child is enrolled, it's free. So it's not something else that you have to pay for. And I know the recap is giving more information than I gave you in the original session, but that's okay, right? And then we have the ready, set, go. Well, Julia recap that section since she talked about that section more. The daily structure. Go ahead, Julia.
Okay, so for that ready, set, go, we're starting off with that hype session because she is the ELA fantabulous. So we're starting off with that ELA hype session with the writing and the journal pieces. And then we're just getting into the ready, set, go. So they know the structure for every single lesson and how it's broken down. And again, making sure that we are going for depth over breadth because we go deep into that content using all the different modalities during that class session. Mm-hmm. And the only other part that I want to add, just answering again that parent's question is, can I do this online school if I cannot log on live? And I think that's a super important question. So I just want to just mention that again. Mm-hmm. Yes, you can, because the sessions are recorded. So your time zone doesn't matter. You can always log on with your child and get into the curriculum at any point in time because we're online.
Right. And then remember, even if you don't need us for the online component for the K-5 this school year, we do have credit recovery. We do have tutoring for all grade levels. It doesn't matter. We do have the test prep, SAT, ACT, and pre-SAT. And we do have something else.
CTE.
Yes, thank you. CTE. So we have a breadth of other services beyond the actual school itself that your child can get involved in because, again, we're here to serve the community and we're here to serve the whole child. So your child's brothers and sisters and cousins and friends and whatever, we have something that everyone can utilize if your child needs help. Tutoring in all subject areas after school hours if it's needed. Even if you're homeschooling, there's a subject that you can't teach, again, in our afternoon choice section, your child can attend that, right? You can just purchase, if we're doing a cooking class, you can just come and purchase that cooking class, right? If we're doing what is one of the other things that we're gonna, oh, the social emotional learning, or we're going to do social civic citizenship. You can purchase these individually if you don't want to do the academic, the core four in the morning with us. You can come for just the electives, the choice in the afternoon, the language, the social emotional learning, the social civic learning, which I absolutely love. Julia's going to tell you all about that program one of these days. Okay, but that's amazing. Right, we're gonna have gardening stuff. We're gonna have a whole bunch of electives that really engage the child, and these are, most of them are going to be live instruction, right? And then once we do the live instruction, it will be taped, so your child can always go back and watch it as long as they're enrolled in the class. So I'm just excited about all the things that we're building. We really looked at, and one of the things we didn't talk about, and I know we're supposed to be wrapping up, but sometimes I talk a lot. So one of the things that I really, when Julia talked about earlier, that this is evidence based, right? This is research based. We looked at Finland. That was a passion of Julia's for a long, long time. She even went to
Still is. It's still
Finland.
my passion. Still my passion.
Right? Yeah. She even went to Finland itself to really get immersed and learn about their educational system and how they work throughout their day. In case you don't know, most Finnish students, by the time they're in the 12th grade, they're a polyglot. So they know about 3 or 4 languages. Okay. So a lot of what we're doing, we looked at the Chinese system as well of learning and how they set up from pre-K onwards. And then we looked at other evidence-based learning styles, and we're putting it, trying to, because nothing is ever perfect from the very beginning, but we're trying to put all of those things together, the best of those things together, to create a really, truly unique program for you and your child or children. Yeah,
And
that's it.
family.
Right. The whole family. Yeah. So yeah, like, if you have questions, if what we're saying resonates with you in any way, even if you're not thinking about homeschooling or online schooling for your child right now, but you have any questions at all, please feel free to ask us. We're here to really answer and help you to get through whatever mental blocks you may have around online schooling, or how any of this would actually work for you and your family. All right.
And you can
Until
always
tomorrow,
reach
have
out
a
to
great
us
day.
at
Oh, yes. I didn't
skillsacademy.org.
put it up. Let me put up the banner so you can see how it's spelled. There you go. It's at the bottom. I should have put it up earlier. But yes, reach out to us at skillsacademy.org. Or if you want to send an email, it's support@skillsacademy.org. So, and you can like us on Facebook and Instagram right now. We're going to be adding TikTok, if TikTok is even going to be around, and definitely YouTube, so we can put all these videos over there, because we know on Facebook they only stay up for 30 days. So, again, thank you for joining us today. And until tomorrow, have a great day. Bye bye.
See you tomorrow.